Hello everybody, this is HG Shaves here. I'm back with another video. Hope this finds you well and in good spirits. Today, pretty straightforward shave. I am going to be using the Chatillon Lux scent Unconditional Surrender and talking a little bit about matching sets, and hopefully this will encourage some conversation and discussion with you all. We're using the old Bison base from Declaration Grooming. This is the old label when they were still L&L Grooming actually. And then later on, I'll be using the matching aftershave. The Chatillon Lux aftershaves are also discontinued at this point. However, you can still get this scent from Declaration Grooming in the new Milk Stick base and in the Declaration Splash. And then, of course, you can still buy the Eau de Toilette from Chatillon Lux if you so desire. So I'm just going to, I've already got the brush loaded up. I'm going to put some warm water on my face, and then let's get right into this today. I was thinking there's a new release that I'm very excited about, and that's Harmonia, which is coming out as a collaboration between Chicago Grooming Company and House of Mammoth. And Vita of Chicago Grooming Company recently did a Instagram live where she was talking about, what to expect from the soap and things like that. And it just got me thinking about how long it's been since I've bought a matching set, as in soap and aftershave, let alone a full trifecta, if you will, where you get the soap, splash, and the fragrance. This is one of the few trifectas that I own, and this one, the only reason why I have all this is because the soap and splash were gifts. I got the fragrance first. Some kind people heard how much I liked the scent, and then they offered to send me the soap and splash respectively. And I still do love this scent years later. So if those people are watching, thank you so much for your generosity. Anyway, I was thinking not only about how long it's been since I bought a full trifecta or matching set, but also just the cost involved. Not that the upcoming release from Chicago Grooming Company is overpriced or anything, but I think for me personally, I sort of did all of my big software rabbit hole spending kind of in the first year maybe of being in this hobby, and then I very quickly realized I had plenty of soap and aftershaves, and then I really started to go down the razor rabbit hole, in particular the vintage one. And I can't help but think how, for example, if you get a matching soap and splash from a lot of artisans these days, it's going to cost you somewhere between maybe $40, $50, unless you're going with some artisans that are a little bit more price conscious, like Sterling, Chiseled Face, brands like that. And so, anyway, you're going to spend that much money on a soap and splash. I'm not saying it's not worth it, but I can't help but think how the average cost of a vintage razor that I buy is usually less than that. And those razors have already lasted 50, 60, 100 years. And I think if they're taken care of, they will last another century or whatever. Whereas if you're buying software, that stuff will eventually run out, right? It'll either, if you hold on to it for a really long time, there's a chance that it will go bad on you, it'll go rancid or something. Or just in the, more obvious situation, you just use it up, right? So again, I'm not trying to claim that I am super price conscious all the time when it comes to buying shaving stuff. Price is something that I don't consider too much on this channel when I do my reviews and whatnot. I try to just, accept whatever the price is, and then review it honestly. And if, a price is higher than I think it should be or lower, then I'll mention it. But usually I'm not trying to say that people are overcharging for things these days, but it's just something I thought about. So what do I ask of you all? Well, if you'd like, feel free to chime in below. about how often you buy matching sets, because I know there's some people that always do that. I very rarely do that, for example, but let me know below if you're a big matching sets person, maybe you're a trifecta person, you have to get the fragrance too. And I guess just let me know any kind of general thoughts you have on that. So the bison base is looking very nice. I'm just gonna do the kind of finishing touches, and then I'll bring my camera about to start my first pass. I'm using the Feather DX today. Forgot to mention that. Okay, we're back, and here's that Feather DX I was talking about. We got the lather to a pretty nice place, and just trying to make sure that I'm rinsing my hands, drying them often before I handle this razor. So I have switched back to the soft guard blades from Feather, and I do think these suit me nicer than the Schick Pro lines, the P30s. Dealing with 2 days growth as usual. So I've been a little bit distracted as of late, let's say, with razors and whatnot. So I haven't been using this one quite as much as I would like, even off camera. But I figured that I would do another shave on camera with this one, just because I did change blades and feel like I have something to share that's new. Really enjoy this scent from Chatillon Lux, Unconditional Surrender. It's got, to me, there's always been kind of this like cinnamon vibe. While there isn't actual cinnamon in it, that's weird to say. I did ask Sean one time, you know, hey, is it possible this is what I'm smelling? And he said, yeah, something with the tonka. I remember he saying that mixed with something else. You know, he could see how it might be perceived as cinnamon. And yeah, it's kind of amazing how much I still love the scent. I think I first picked it up maybe end of 2019. And here we are, 2022, and I'm still enjoying it very much. If I'm not mistaken, Sean still sells the decants of the actual fragrance, and that's how I first realized that I really liked this scent. I bought his fragrance decant sampler thing. He sent me, I don't know, 5 or so decants of the things he made, and really liked this one. And so I went back and bought the full-size bottle, maybe when he was doing a sale or something. So the scent has been around for a while, but it's an oldie but a goodie, and if you haven't smelled it, I implore you to do so. Okay, first pass done. Gonna rinse and come back for pass number 2 in just a moment. Pass number 2. Here's pass number 2 with the DX, which is just going to be the same direction as the first. And I'm still trying to figure out why the second pass with this razor is so much easier than the first. Must just be something to do with like kind of the geometry of how the blade sticks out, and so it's just, I feel like it's more kind of effortless. To move the razor after I've already removed most of the stubble. I also feel this way when I shave on 1 day's growth versus 2. So if anybody has the same experience, feel free to chime in. Also allowed to chime in and say your technique sucks and that's why it feels that way. Meaning my technique, not yours. Okay. Yeah, as you can see, hopefully I'm just moving much quicker. And yeah, I'm just not quite sure yet why that is. We had typical Chicago winter weather here this week. And I got up into the 50s on 1 day, but typical fashion here, when that happens, what it always includes is rain. And in this case, we had the double whammy of started off as rain, and then the wind came in, temperatures dropped into the 20s, and then we got maybe 6 inches of snow yesterday. It wasn't, that's not bad by our standards at all. But that was the first time I've been out kind of in it. In quite some time. I feel like I kind of skipped the past 2 winters because of working from home and COVID and everything. But then now I was actually back out in it, and that was a good reminder of what it's like to be in the middle of, a mini blizzard. Okay, second pass done, rinse and come back for the final third pass in just a moment. Final third pass. And here we go. Let's do our third kind of hybrid across against pass. And I must say again that these guarded blades would seem to be a much not only safer but comfortable option for somebody like me. One of my friends was giving me a hard time because I do generally like milder razors like Merkur 34C, Gillette Tech, razors like that. And I know I've preached that on this channel before. And so it's funny because I do love those razors. Sorry. Okay, got it. Well, I do love those mild razors. I also I've been enjoying more aggressive razors like this, obviously, which is just an open blade, and then also like that WR1 Wolfman .80 razor. That works really well for me, even though it's quite aggressive. So yes, my razor preferences have been kind of all over the place as of late, but hopefully that means that my technique's getting better, and I can just use, a wider variety of razors than before, perhaps. Again, as I said, I am looking forward to that Armonia release from Chicago Grooming Company. It's releasing Tuesday, which is the 22nd, and seems like it will be somewhat of a limited drop, because frankly, I don't think Chicago Grooming Company does those kinds of drops usually. So I can understand them not wanting to have to make a bunch of sets and then have to sit on them. And yeah, hopefully I'll be doing a video with that set in the coming weeks. Those of you who are in Europe, she did mention that Anticatura, that's probably not how you say it, in Slovenia, I believe that's where they are. They're going to be getting some of the set also. That feels great as usual. But again, of course, if you're in Europe, expect those to take a little bit longer to get over there. This part right here is my favorite. Not sure why, but there's just something very satisfying about grabbing the blade and doing that. As I mentioned before, if you get like an old straight razor that has a barber's notch on it, that's even nicer to do that with. Trying to go at a slight angle, just to maybe get a little bit more efficiency. Okay, time to feel around. Again, even with these guarded blades, this is a very efficient razor, and so I guess it's good from the sense that you don't have to touch up very much, except in my kind of usual spots. Let's see, how could I do this? Just have to think about this a little bit. But yeah, seems like I got away with a decent shave today. Don't see any huge weavers or anything. So again, I'll consider this a great success. I'm gonna do my final rinse and come back and talk to you over aftershave shortly. Okay, we're back after a cold water rinse, and let's use the Unconditional Surrender Aftershave. As a reminder, with these discontinued products, you don't need too much of it. It really absorbs quickly and easily, and that restrictor on there helps to make sure that you don't get too much out at once. I don't know this for sure, but it seems like it's, you know, it restricts even more than like your average aftershave restrictor, if that at all makes sense. And yeah, these have alcohol and they have a little bit of menthol, which is nice. Even in the winter sometimes, I don't mind a little bit of menthol. So that's that. And let's do a final rundown. So we use the Unconditional Surrender soap. I love this old label. I think the flag is just very cool. We use the Splash. We'll use the Eau de Toilette Later. We use the Yaqi Rainbow Synthetic Brush. This is just really, just a great brush to use. It's become my kind of go-to synthetic when I don't want to think too much. And then the Feather DX Folding Artist Club style razor. Great. So thank you all so much if you made it this far in the video. As usual, this was a nice, little bit different kind of shape to do. So feel free to leave me your comments below about software and things like that. But for now, this has been HG Shaves. Thank you all so much. We'll see you again next time. Goodbye.